Let's take a look at technology-facilitated learning. Technology is changing how people learn. There appears to be some evidence that the use of technology is affecting behavior of individuals because of the heavy stimulation and shifts in attention that occur while using computers and the internet. The Common Sense Media Group conducted research that found that 71% of teachers felt technology was hurting attention spans somewhat or a lot, and 60% felt that it hindered critical thinking and communication skills. Many teachers argue that perhaps it is the way we teach people that needs to be adjusted. If people learn differently, particularly given exposure to technology, education and training systems should adjust accordingly. Technology is an important part of training and development systems in the workplace. What types of adjustments do organizations need to make given the different way learning takes place with technology? Some include learning shifting from the individual to collaborative, learning shifts from passive to active, focus shifts on differentiated from one size fits all approaches, and more multitasking means less absorption. Technology enables people to engage in lifelong collaborative learning that uses higher order cognitive functions to create new knowledge. The downside is that individuals are attempting to multitask and don't give enough time and attention to each item learned to engage with the material at depth needed to fully internalize it. While trainees may think that they can do more than one thing at a time because technology makes it seem easy, the end result is that multitasking only works when tasks attempted are simple and don't compete for the same mental resources. Reinforcing the need for a balanced approach to delivery of information to trainees is key. This is particularly important because technology provides enormous opportunity for presenting information in engaging ways to maximize learning. Technology can be an important tool to facilitate deeper level learning. Although some e-learning may take advantage of technologies like video chat, the majority of communication will not be face-to-face. Text-based communication, especially when mediated through a computer, is significantly less rich than when communication occurs face-to-face. This reflects the fact that someone reading text on a computer screen from a colleague or a trainer is missing a lot of nonverbal information like facial expressions and tone. This lack of additional information makes it much easier for miscommunication to occur, particularly when communicating internally or with non-native speakers. The sender is also likely to correct the miscommunication because he or she also lacks the visual or auditory hints that would imply the need to provide more explanation. Surprisingly, the psychological distance created by virtual communication may provide a benefit. Specifically, this distance may create a sense of security for non-native and international speakers to communicate. Diversity may also negatively impact virtual communication because of individual comfort with virtual communication itself. Many people do not have access to technology or the internet, which makes it more difficult for them to train online. Some are more comfortable with technology than others. Discomfort with virtual communication may play an important role in successful transfer of training on the job. Of course, there are several positives with organizations utilizing virtual communication, including the costs and capabilities of communicating virtually, as well as other benefits based on employee diversity. Starting with cost and capabilities, virtual communications can increase and improve trainee and protege interactions with peers, trainers, mentors, and coaches. The prevalence of video chat and conferencing software and apps facilitates richer communication among people who cannot meet face to face, particularly important for mentoring relationships. Further, this technology enables geographically dispersed employees to participate in a common training program, and it has significant cost and time advantage over having employees travel for face to face training or meetings. Utilizing virtual communications, especially as part of training and development, can also be part of an organization's diversity and inclusion strategy. An important caveat is that these benefits generally occur with lean communication like email and text versus rich communication like video. Non-native speakers can rehearse and reprocess the messages being sent and received, which improves their ability and comfort with communicating with native speakers. Increasingly, organizations are making use of HRIS. An HRIS is typically software that manages employee data across all human resource functions. There are three acronyms related to HRIS. HRMS is basically synonymous with HRIS, meaning Human Resource Management Systems. Alternatively, a company may choose to use an HCM, a Human Capital Management System. Finally, an organization may have a specialized LMS or learning management system that is focused on training and development and may be either a standalone system or integrated with a larger HRIS. HRIS provides organizations with access to large amounts of data to facilitate and promote employee training and development. While an organization can customize an HRIS to meet its needs, basic data fields are typically included. At the most general level, an HRIS system should include all employee qualifications, like formal degrees and certifications. It could also list the individual skills and competencies that an employee possesses. Further, these systems contain a range of potentially useful information, from basic biographical data to attendance records and performance evaluation. Starting with just the historical information, an HRIS can be useful for identifying and tracking employees. Information on completed training and development activities provides a handy checklist of who still needs to participate. Information on when such activities or certifications were completed can be important to make sure that an employee remains up to date and in compliance. In addition to historical data, employees can be sorted easily in terms of their performance, with those at lower levels of the spectrum being targeted for remedial training, while higher performers are scouted for further development. As for biographical data, it can be used to determine whether training and development assignments are being made in an equitable manner or if there's any potential discrimination based on a protected class. Organizations can also use performance data contained in an HRIS to identify high potential employees and chart out learning and development paths. This can also allow human resources to monitor progress to ensure that an employee is on track to take on new roles in leadership within the organization. An LMS is a subspecialty of HRIS that enables trainers to provide information to their trainees in one online location. It can be standalone or embedded as part of a system. Typically, computer-based training modules can be uploaded into the LMS. This enables the instructional designer to set up videos, readings, or other interactive exercises to help people learn the material. Quizzes can be embedded in each module and automatically stored. The LMS should ideally be integrated into your HRIS. This will allow you to view in one integrated database the LMS dashboard that tracks usage metrics of participants. This will enable the organization to focus training dollars on areas that provide value. Keep in mind that online instruction continues to evolve as technology advances. There was a time when online instruction was no more than a glorified correspondence course where materials were mailed back and forth. Today, trainers of online courses engage in real-time chats and stream lectures. Providing greater access to training and development is one of the main reasons that organizations choose to utilize online instruction. Even those for whom travel is a barrier can participate in online instruction. One potential disadvantage with online instruction involves the requirement for reliable internet access. While it is easy to assume that most employees have personal computers and internet access, it's not always the reality. Researchers and policy professionals refer to this as the digital divide. Organizations should be aware that this could also result in disparate impact depending on the demographic makeup of these employees. The cost involved in providing online instruction is often one of the disadvantages. While this is sometimes still the case, it's not always true, in large part because computers are faster, cheaper, and more portable than ever. Synchrony refers to the timing of instruction. Traditional face-to-face instruction is synchronous, meaning that the trainer is providing the training at the same time the trainee is learning. For situations where the trainee can choose when to engage in training, this makes the training asynchronous. Even if an online training involves testing, there's often a window of time for taking exams or quizzes. As such, online instruction enables people to participate in training and development they would otherwise not be able to experience because of their schedules, like a working shift. One disadvantage of asynchronous online learning occurs with trainee questions and discussions. Because it doesn't occur in real time, there's a delay between when a question is asked and when it's answered. For many, this can be frustrating. On the other hand, individuals who are reluctant to ask or respond to questions in face to face environments may feel more comfortable doing so in an online context. Online instruction is often self paced. This means that participants determine for themselves how quickly to go through the material, a convenience factor enjoyed by many trainees. Unfortunately, the self paced nature of online instruction can be too much of a good thing. If participants are not good at time management, they may procrastinate or try to rush through the material, which can undermine learning. An important and growing subset of e-learning is m-learning, with the M referring to mobile, like training and development on a mobile device. A wide range of mobile devices and apps are now used for online instruction. The principle of gamification in training is simple. The typical elements of game playing, rules of play, point scoring, competition with others, are applied to other areas of activity, specifically to engage users in problem solving. Gamification allows for friendly competition between trainees to encourage engagement in a format already familiar to them. Digital badges, like merit badges from Scouting, allow people to share achievements in a public forum. While the technology behind a webinar may not be cutting edge, it does represent a ubiquitous form of e-learning. Webinars typically provide instruction on standalone topics and are not overly long, generally about an hour. Organizations that want to create their own webinars can choose among a variety of popular programs, and these can be created and accessed in an LMS. An important subset of online education is the massive online open course, more popularly known as a MOOC. As the name implies, anyone with interest can access and register for a MOOC. Because the goal of MOOCs is to expand access to education, they're offered at no charge to students.